Alrighty, what's up guys? This is Earbuddy posting my very first review on this channel of a pair of flathead earbuds or earphones or whatever you want to call them. Regardless, I became intrigued of the idea of owning a pair of flathead earbuds after owning many different pairs of headphones and IEMs, and I am aware that there are many preconceived notions of earbuds, that they leak sound, that they don't have good isolation, that they lack sub bass, they don't fit good on some people's ears. Many different reasons people like to hate on these things, but I decided to give them a shot, especially after my girlfriend, who regularly uses flathead earbuds, she broke her last pair, so I decided to get her a replacements, and I found these on AliExpress. These are the NiceHCK or NiceHCK EBS2 Pro earbuds. These certainly are nice as heck. And they got the anime waifu on the box, as is common with many Chinese IEMs. Ignoring the waifu, these things rule. They're excellent. I'm very, very impressed with them. I picked them up for just under $20 on AliExpress, and they are well worth the money. Fantastic value and come with a lot. So what do you get? Well, you get, of course, the earbuds. These have 15.4 millimeter LCP diaphragm dynamic drivers, and they have a pretty decent build quality. Lightweight metal of some sorts, might be like some sort of alloy or aluminum. And cable itself is pretty nice. It's very lightweight. Doesn't seem to tangle too much. I opted for the option with the microphone, and this also has controls for pause, play, and I think you can actually skip and go to previous songs with this as well. But it was only a few cents more for this option, so I figured might as well get it. And then, of course, you got the slider and the Y splitter, which is also metal, and then the two cables that run parallel into a 3.5 millimeter gold-plated jack. Comes with a little protector, and I know some people aren't a fan of right angle 3.5 millimeters, but I don't seem to mind. This is a very lightweight set of headphones too, so I can't imagine this snagging too much. And I guess we'll go over what's in the box as well. You know, you got the anime waifu, a little insert with, I believe, some sort of authentication or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. Got a simple manual that just kind of goes over what it comes with, specs. Seems like it has a resistance of 32 ohms, so relatively easy to drive. It's also got a silver plated cable as well. Sounds pretty good from what I can tell. And then you got your foams. You got a pair of whites and two pairs of blacks, and I haven't really been able to tell a difference between these. They're kind of a pain in the butt to put on, so I can't really cross-reference them very easily, but get a few pairs, which is nice. You got these weird sort of rubber rings that go around the driver. I'd imagine this is for people with wider ears. For me, they don't. They kind of hold the earbud further away from my ear canal, and I can't get a good seal, so I don't use these. But if you know what they are, you can feel free to comment down below. And then you get sort of like a cable holder type thing with Velcro. And then pretty decent little drawstring bag and quality control certificate. So yeah, quite a little package you get there for 20 bucks. And gotta say, yeah, after listening to these, I have been converted to the flathead fandom. And yeah, I really am a fan of open back headphones, and I like wide sound stages, and you know, I figured these were going to have a somewhat wider sound stage than most of the IEMs I listen to, but wow, these are almost close to wearing a pair of headphones in terms of sound stage. And the openness, the airiness, I really enjoy. As I mentioned, I tend to prefer open back headphones, so having a pair of portable earbuds that I can bring with me that I can still hear the outside world with is awesome. And yeah, I guess I'll go over the sound quality as well. For $20, they sound fantastic. I've used them with both the Apple dongle here, which don't sleep on this. This is a really, really good dongle for listening to music on your phone. I find it does a great job, especially with this lower resistance. It's very easy to drive. And I also use this with my Modius stack from Shit Audio. And that's also what I use for my desktop headphones. But I've been using these with my desktop setup and super impressed. Gotta say, I will say they are on the more balanced side, but they do also have a really respectable amount of bass, especially if you kind of pressure fit these against your ear canals. You can really get quite a bit of bass out of them. And even just having them rest on your ears, you'll hear the bass and even a little bit of sub bass too, which is really nice. And I attribute that to just kind of the larger driver size. And yeah, it just makes the sound bigger and more full. And I will say these are very bright sounding earbuds from my experience. I'm no stranger to brightness. Although, they can generally be considered neutral, I think they lean towards the brighter side overall. And the treble in particular has a good amount of extension. At times it can sound a little sibilant, but I don't seem to mind too much. And I think what's most exciting about these is actually their performance with gaming. So I've always been a fan of wearing open backs for gaming because I can hear my own voice when I'm on comms a lot better. I find that it represents a more realistic environment when I hear the game audio. And of course, with open backs, you don't get quite as much boomy bass. So it doesn't really drown out other noises that are important to games. And trying these out with Counter-Strike, fantastic. Footsteps and gunshots sound so sharp and crisp, and you can identify exactly where they are. And I attribute that to these earbuds having really good imaging and a very wide sound stage that pairs well with that imaging, as well as a treble, makes for a pretty good combo with gaming. And it actually makes me want to pick up more earbuds and to try out with games, not only Counter-Strike, but I tried a couple other games and audio is pretty good. Music listening, of course, sounds pretty good. I've tried many different genres. I will say, so the mid-range, I know I've said they're neutral, but mid-range lacks a bit of color. I find that like guitar and vocals tend to sound a little boring-ish, kind of a little veiled, I guess, but music still sounds exciting as a whole. And yeah, I've listened to everything from electronic to rock to jazz to hip hop. I think these actually do a pretty good job with hip hop and more bassy music. I wouldn't expect boomy production from these, but they do sound pretty solid overall. And I think they sound just about good with almost any genre you throw at them. And I'd say for $20, give them a try. I know there are other flathead earbuds out there that are commonly recommended, like the Yin Crow X6s or the Monk Pluses, as beginner budget flatheads. But I would consider these as well. I guess in terms of like downsides, mainly for me, it's the build quality. A couple small things. I don't like the fact that there's no strain relief on the cable that connects to the actual earbud. If you can see here, let me see if I can focus it. Yeah, so there's a little bit of play in the actual cable. Actually, the right one does it a little more. You can see it kind of slides in and out. And you can hear that when you're wearing these and the cable's moving around. You can hear a little bit of a crunch as I'd imagine the wire that's soldered onto the driver moves in and out of the housing, produces a little bit of noise, which is unfortunate. But since you wear these stationary, it's not really a big problem for me. I will attribute that to more of like a quality control thing rather than just the build quality. But I will say for $20, I wouldn't expect the top quality with these. But regardless, I still think you get a lot. It's just a little disappointing that you get strain relief on everything else but the actual earbuds. And I find that's very common on a lot of these budget earbuds that I find on AliExpress. They don't seem to have that strain relief that I think is pretty important when it comes to creating a more robust set. But yeah, I mean, regardless, I gotta say, I'd recommend. That's pretty much the only con I have with them is, I guess, that little quirk with the build quality. But yeah, overall, I give these a solid recommendation. Give them a shot. Again, under $20 on AliExpress. If you guys have any other recommendations for earbuds to try out and probably review on this channel, let me know. This is sort of like a test video, just trying my hand at reviewing, and I think this is kind of a fascinating world for audio that's not really tapped into too much, and I could see it having some upsides that might sooner or later become recognized in the wider audiophile community. But yeah, if you like the video, feel free to like it and subscribe, as many YouTube channels will say. I'll try to post more. I plan on buying many more of these to review and compare to one another. But so far, this has been a great entry, and I'm really excited to check out more. But yeah, thanks for watching.